Should Joann Fabrics consider a radical idea to get back on track? That, and they have another promotion they are running for Halloween. That and more tonight on Sewing Report Live. Welcome, I'm your host Jen. Every Sunday night at 6 p.m. we go over the latest in the sewing and craft world. And I do want to share a few quick housekeeping rules before we get started. Just a reminder to everyone, if you are participating in the live chat or in the comments afterwards, I just ask that you be polite, respectful, no links, self-promotion, no spam, and no politics. But we're going to have some fun. We're going to go over what is going on. I hope everyone's having a great weekend so far. We've been sort of getting back in the swing of things since Hurricane Milton here in Florida, but I hope everyone is doing well. So yeah, what's everybody doing? What is everyone making this weekend? Are you working on a project? Let us know. I do want to give a shout out to tonight's sponsor. Of course, it is the Sewing Report Etsy shop. We are back open for business since we were temporarily on hiatus thanks to the hurricane. So we've got lots of items in the shop. This helps support this channel and the main Sewing Report channel to keep my content independent. We've got fabric, sewing supplies, we've got notions, sew tights, lots of stuff. We have really cool woven sew-in labels, lots of items, and you can also get free shipping on $35 or more orders. And if you order $60 or more, not only will you get free shipping, but you will get an additional 10% off, and that does stack with sale-priced items. I do ship within the United States, and I want to thank everyone that has shopped with me. A lot of you already have. I hope you are satisfied. I really try to provide good customer service and provide items that I personally like, enjoy, and feel are good quality. I did just list some really beautiful rayon fabrics from Figo. We've got some holiday fabric that I am now selling by the yard. Yes, I am now starting to venture into some yardage. I do have a few different options. We've got quilting cotton. I am destashing a few things. So a lot of stuff here in the shop if you're looking for some supplies for your holiday projects. I still do have some. I know I've been selling this fabric for 3 years. I still do have a half yard bundle of the peppermint fabric collection. It's actually one of my favorites. I think it's such a cute holiday print collection. So I do have, and that is actually on sale. So if you buy a couple sale items and it totals $60 or more, you can get 10% off, plus you will get free shipping. And yeah, I do have to list some more fabric hopefully in the next week or so. So there will be some new items in the Sewing Report Etsy shop. And again, I thank you for your support, and I hope everyone is doing great. But yeah, things are sort of back to normal here. Like, I still haven't gotten, I packed up so much stuff and put it away for the hurricane, and it was kind of crazy. So I've got all this stuff that I have to kind of get back into its rightful spot. I was protecting a lot of stuff in plastic. So that's been a little bit, kind of caught me out of whack, if that makes sense. So that's been kind of interesting. So, all right. But yeah, I hope everyone is having a good one so far. And also, I do have some links in the chat right now for the Etsy shop, plus some of my affiliate partners like Sew Tights, Handicraft, and FABSCRAP. So those are a few other online shops where you can get supplies, and I do get a commission from those. I also have some stuff linked in the description box below as well. All right, we got Jenny in the house. Hello, Jenny. Welcome. I know it's Sunday. We're all getting ready for the week ahead. I got to place a grocery order tonight probably because I kind of forgot to do that. So yeah, it's been kind of this week has gone by really quickly, and it just feels like it went by way too fast. So I did not get as much done as I wanted to get done. But hey, that happens to the best of us, right? That happens to the best of us. All right, so I want to share this with you because I know we've had our ups and downs with Joann's. We've been reporting on Joann's for probably I don't know, it feels like forever, but it's been about a year. And I want to share a new a new announcement. So Joann it seems like they're trying to throw a bunch of stuff at the wall and see what sticks. I'm not really sure what's going on over there. They have all these different promotions running and whatnot. So here's the latest thing they're doing. And Joann is going to celebrate Halloween by offering customers in costume $5 off any purchase starting 2 weeks before the holiday. So this is going on now. If you were going to shop at Joann's anyways, I guess this makes sense. All right, so let's take a look at this news release from our friends at Joann. All right, this year Joann is bringing a little extra fun to the customer shopping experience October 17th through the 31st. The nation's category leader in sewing and fabrics with one of the largest arts and crafts offerings is inviting customers into any Joann store wearing a costume to receive $5 off any purchase of $5 or more. No tricks, just treats. Okay, that's actually kind of good. So it's not like you have to spend like $30. So if you spend $5, you'd pretty much get the item for free, I guess, if you're buying kind of a lower priced item. So, hey, off any purchase. We've loved watching customers shop earlier and earlier to celebrate this holiday, and the Summerween trend has shown us they can't get enough, early enough, said Chris DiTullio, Chief Customer Officer. We've decided we don't want customers to wait to show off their costumes and invite them to wear their spooky, funny, cute creations to save big all month long. Our team members will also be showing off their Halloween looks and competing in a nationwide contest for the best individual and store team costumes. It really is our favorite time of year. Whether they need yarn for the next project, decorating for the season, or gathering fleece for a tie blanket, making Ghouls Night In customers can dress up and save on their next trip to Joann. In addition to this $5 discount, Joann will be featuring sales on all of its Halloween assortments. When is anything not on sale at Joann's? Like, for real? From indoor and outdoor decor to fabric for costume making or decorating to spooky Halloween crafts for kids and parties. The retailer is also stocking new items each week, including fabrics, seasonal items, crafts, and more, to help those looking to get a head start on holiday gift making, which I will be starting, like, pretty much right now. Yeah. I don't know about you. I'm starting my holiday sewing. Probably this week, to be honest with you. This week. We know this is an important time of the year for customers to host, celebrate, and make to give to others, and we're focused on helping them find great deals this season, DiTullio said. We know customers have their choice of where to spend their hard-earned money, and we want to do all we can to support and celebrate them together this season. I mean, that's not a bad, I guess it's not a bad idea. So here's my question. I'm just curious, like, all right, so it says you have to come in costume. Like, how much of a costume do you have to have? Can you just throw on, like, a witch hat or, like, some cat ears, go in and be like, hey, where's my discount? And I imagine you could probably do this at, like, every Joann store. So I wonder if you could go from, like, Joann's store to, like, take advantage. Maybe I should do that as, like, an investigative piece. I wear, like, kind of a barely enough costume. Again, just like a cat headband or something. And go around to different Joann stores and see how many $5 discounts I can get. I don't know. I just feel like I could have fun with this. So it didn't say, like, how much of a costume you had to have or, how elaborate. It just says a costume. So, I mean, could I just wear, like, a shirt with, like, a pumpkin on it? Would that be a costume? Like a pumpkin hat? I mean, you could really just get, like, a hat, like a witch hat, cat ears, anything. Go in there and get your $5 discount. Is this something you're interested in? Like, are you going to go? Is it worth it to go to, is it worth your time for $5 to go to a Joann fabric store in costume to get $5 off your order? I mean, I suppose if you went to, like, all of them and bought, like, a $5 item at each, you would end up getting, like, kind of free items. I feel like somebody could hack this. That, actually, if somebody wants to do that for a TikTok, that could be kind of funny. Like, not hack, but, like, what would you call that? Like, I kind of, what's the word I'm thinking of? Not hack, but, like, kind of rigged the, not rig. I'm thinking of another word. But they sort of like figured out the system. And then you could just go around to Joann stores and get a bunch of like $5 stuff. I don't know. What does everybody think? Alright, I could see the promotion going horribly wrong in the stores. Yeah, not getting a costume to save $5. I'll just print a 40% off coupon. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's just another... Like, and I think that's one of the problems with Joann is that they have too many... They just have too many promotions going on. Like, they have... Yeah, I think they need to... I'm not saying they need to get rid of all the sales and go the JCPenney route, but I think their sales and promotions are so confusing. Like, when I was there the last time, it was like, buy 3, get 3 free. Like, what in the world? Like, that just is so convoluted and strange. Like, just do buy one, get one, or buy one, get 150% off, or just mark everything down 20%. I don't know, but, like, or it'll be like, buy 3, get 2 free. Like, it was weird. It was really weird. Okay, yeah, like, gaming the system. You know, like, I gamed the Joann's promotion and got a bunch of free $5 items or something. Yeah, something like that. Dress up and pretend to be a Joann executive. Oh man, that'd be hilarious. Or like you go in like a Joann's, you know, like apron or something, a Joann's uniform. You put on a green shirt and you pretend you work there. That could be kind of funny. That could be really funny. Yes, Denise, we are going to talk about this. So that's like the main topic. Another corporation is doing this where they are having their executives actually work at the stores. So we're going to go over the details of that and whether or not that could work for Joann's. I actually like the idea. I would love to see this happen. Might give the corporate level an idea about what works, what doesn't work in the stores, and what the staff actually need. And I do see some potential issues with this as well, so I want to kind of share my thoughts on how this could work or might also not work. So I definitely have some thoughts. And also, by the way, if you're new here, everything I talk about is linked down below in the description box. If you want to read, check out the resources firsthand. They're linked in the description box as well as a bunch of other links and whatnot. So if you're kind of new. But yeah, that would be kind of funny if somebody tried to game the system. You just put on a costume and you go to a bunch of Joann stores and get $5 items. You go, you know, like my area probably is like maybe 8s. Yeah, I would say maybe like 1, 2, 3. Like I would say maybe 8 stores within an hour drive of me. That would be, it would take a lot. Like, and that's the thing. At that point though, here's the other question. It wouldn't even be worth the gas. Like if you have to drive around to a bunch of stores, you would spend about $5 in gas getting to each store. So at that point, you would also have to look at your costs. Also the cost of the costume. If you're using a costume you were just going to use anyways, you know, you're not really spending any extra money. But if you are buying, like, a costume, you know, some sort of item to wear as a costume, then that's a cost there that, you know, would cut out of your quote-unquote profits when you game the Joann Halloween costume system. So that could have its downsides as well. So, yeah, I don't know. All right, we're going to do a couple polls during this show because I think that would be fun. All right, so the first one is, okay, we're going to do some polls here. All right, first one is, do you plan on dressing up in costume? Yeah, let's see here. Would you show up to a Joann store in a Halloween costume for $5 off your purchase? Okay, so here's the first poll. I want to know what you think. Would you do this? I personally probably wouldn't. I just think I think it's too much effort. Unless I'm like already there, I don't know. Like I don't see myself doing that. Just give us a coupon, you know, just give us a coupon or put some stuff on sale, Joann. Just put some stuff on sale. I don't know. So And well, that's the thing I'm noticing is that they're trying all this random stuff to get the company back on track. And I'm like, is this even working? Is this, I don't know. All right, so far, let's see the poll. So far, 8 people have voted. 75% of you say no, you would not show up at a Joann store in a Halloween costume for $5 off your, like, if it was a bigger discount, or maybe, you know what might work better is if they had some, like, all right, so say you show up in a costume in a Joann store, and maybe they give you, like, a cool, like, a swag bag. I feel like people might, like, and it had some cool, like, they could have it sponsored, so some of the vendors would provide some free product or something, and, you know, like, the first, 50 people to show up at whatever. Like, they kind of limit it, they could have, like, 25 bags per store, and the first 25 people who show up in a costume on a certain day and time get a, like, cool swag bag. And it would have to be, like, a good swag bag, not, like, junk, but stuff that people actually want. You might be able to get people in the store that will. So I think Joann needs to create more in-store experiences that people actually want. Like, not just stupid stuff, but stuff that's cool, or, unveil, like, you get a sample of a cool, hot new product, something along those lines. Like, Sephora does that pretty well, actually. Other stores do this pretty well. And like, you get something, but the giveaway for you to show up in costume, it has to be pretty good. It can't be, like, the $5 off. It's like, you're going to spend $5 in gas just to get to the store. So you might as well just shop online at that point and just buy something on sale or use a coupon code. So I don't know if that's enough of a draw for most people. Yeah, so far 85% of you say no, it's not enough of a draw. And I'm like, I'm not at all surprised by that, because, like, that makes sense to me. Like, that's a lot of effort for you to show up in a costume to get a $5 discount. So, I don't know. I'm just not... Yeah, I just think that... I think they could execute... I think they could come up with something better and create... Like, have a Halloween event. Yeah, like, maybe have, like, a Halloween event or something. Like, the weekend before Halloween. I don't know even when Halloween is. But maybe have something where if you come in costume, they have, like, an actual kind of a party. Maybe you get to make something together. They have, like, different make and take stations. I know that's too much effort, though. Something that's more than $5, or at least you get an experience. Especially with Gen Z customers, they want something to put on Instagram and TikTok. So if you can provide some sort of experience that's cool, that's visual, that they can post online, people love posting their lives online. So give them an in-store experience that is worthy of the gram, and you'd probably get people coming there. Like, if it was something cool, you got to make, like, so, I don't know. I feel like there's so much they could do. It's a fabric and craft store. They have all this stuff. And maybe they could, here's an idea, Joann. If you're watching Joann Executives, maybe you could use inventory that didn't sell. You know what I'm saying? So get inventory that you're going to have to toss or, like, send to a landfill. Take inventory of stuff that hasn't sold and use that to create in-store experiences with activities, and use some inventory that you were not able to offload. Use it for that. Like, my husband used to work in restaurants as a chef, and he would try to create specials with food, like, kind of extra food items they had that were close. They weren't expired. It wasn't like expired food or anything, but he would try to create dishes with stuff before it went bad so that they could use it, because one of his responsibilities was to reduce food waste, and he was very good at that. And I think that's something Joann's could do, is reduce inventory waste, reduce excess inventory, use it for something so you don't take a loss on it and you don't just throw it away. Use it to do something with. Okay, so 15 of you have voted in the poll. 87% says no so far. So All right, I guess I'm not alone with that. Yeah, I think the discount, I think the promotion is just not, there's not enough of incentive, in my opinion, to get people to go to a Joann Fabrics in a Halloween costumes. I just don't think it's there. I don't know. Maybe I'm the odd one out. I don't know, but I don't even think I am, because 87% of you seem to agree. Okay, so nobody really wants to go to a Joann's in costume. All right, let's check out some of the comments here. All right. Okay, too much trouble. It would have to be for a lot more. Exactly, like, it would have to be for something good. Otherwise, no one's gonna want to put in the effort for that. And I don't think I'm crazy for saying that. I really don't. All right. Okay, so you maybe put on like a face mask. Okay, so like, like the Scream, whatever the Scream villain thing is, or something like that, Freddy Krueger. Okay, something along those lines. All right. Maybe for a jelly roll, I would, yeah, like if it was something cool, something like, like $20 or more in merchandise, or it was a cool, like it was maybe they could have a costume like a DIY costume contest. You know how with, duct tape has that contest every year where if you make your prom outfit out of duct tape, you can win a prize. Like something like that they could do. They have a lot of stuff. They have a lot of stuff to do that kind of thing. Let's see here. All right, Lowe's has small class projects for kids and their parents. Joann might consider doing something like that. Yeah, and I think that would be a good idea. They do already have classes and whatnot. But I think the classes, I believe you have to pay for them, right? I don't think they're free. Let me check. Hold on. All right, let's see here. Yeah, I think. Okay, so they do have some digital classes, and they have some free online. Here, I'll bring this up. They've got some free online classes. Let's see here. Let's check this out here. All right, so they got some free classes. Yeah, I'm just curious, like, what... I just want to know, like, what... All right, let me see if they got... All right, hold on a second. I'm going to see if I can find the, like, in-person stuff. All right, let's see if they have any in-person classes here. All right, I don't really see any, let's see here. I'm not really seeing anything with in-person. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, I'm not, oh wait, bringing classes to you at home. Yeah, I'm actually not seeing any, okay, I'm not seeing any store, I might be wrong. I'm gonna guess some stores probably have some classes. But yeah, on the website, I'm only seeing the online classes being promoted. So I'm not really sure where they're at with that. All right, let's see here. Yeah, this is a good idea. Would love to see holiday makes and takes, or at least like sewing and crafting samples. That's a really good idea. Like you can go, you can make, and that's another idea for like an in-store event. Maybe they could have, like kind of a holiday thing going on. They could play some music, they could have some refreshments, and have some stations where people can make some stuff. And again, they can use inventory. Again, they can get creative and use inventory items that just haven't sold. I'm sure they probably have some of that. And instead of like throwing it out or, sending it off to who knows where, they could use that material for these types of events. Like, I feel like that would probably be a better use of their resources. I don't know. All right, 89% of you say no, you would not show up to a Joann store in a Halloween costume for $5 off your purchase. Okay, so a lot of people are not. All right, not a lot of you are not that jazzed about the Halloween promotion. All right, Mercedes says, I want them to offer better products like Prym products in store or yarn from some small sellers. That's a good idea. Or rivet machines, jeans and bra making kits, indie patterns, ribbing fabric. Yes, that would be great. Although Mercedes, if you are looking for Prym items, my affiliate link to the Handicraft website it's owned by the company that owns Prym, and you can buy Prym official branded products at handicraft.com. A link is in the description box if you'd like to check that out. All right, Jenny's getting inky with it. Welcome back. Joann's is stingy with their discounts. I only go in on occasion to look at clearance. All right, yeah, I mean, yeah, I just find myself a little bit confused by all of the promotions they have going on. Like, it's just, I feel like it's just too much. All right, that's a great idea, Jen. Put those items in a Halloween grab bag. Yes, like, people might come in costume if there's, like, a fun social event, some refreshments, a cool grab bag, like a swag bag filled with, like, and I'm not, like, non-junky stuff. Like, you know, maybe some kind of like you go trick-or-treating at Joann's, but you show up for, like, a holiday party. Like, some actual swag bag. Like, something that's actually cool and something people want. Maybe shop in costume and get entered into a drawing for a $50 gift card or an entry-level sewing machine crafts supplies. Again, that's better than the $5 off for showing up in costume. Which clearly a lot of you are not that excited about, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, like, I just feel like that's too much effort to save $5 when you would have to spend $5 in gas just going there in the first place. So that's sort of my whole thing with that, is that it's just not of a draw and it's too much effort on the part of the consumer. Just my opinion. All right, this past week, Joann's had a 60% coupon. Everything I would have bought was already on sale for 25 to 40%. That's how they get you. Is they'll have like a good coupon, but it's only for a regular price item. So you're like, well, okay. And it's like you're trying to combine, like, you can't combine any of the discounts and promotion, but they always, like, conflict with each other. So I definitely see your point with that. I definitely see your point. Okay, so I want to share with you all an article I saw. This is not about Joann's, but I feel like we could maybe see what we could explore applying it to Joann's. And the business I'm referring to is actually Home Depot. Okay, so Home Depot is going to require corporate employees to work quarterly 8-hour retail shifts. And I saw this and I was like, this is actually really good idea. Overall, I think it's a good idea. I can see some issues with it, which I will explain. But I think this could be interesting. All right, time to dirty up those loafers. Home Depot will be requiring their corporate employees, including the executives and senior management, to work one 8-hour retail shift in a store per financial quarter. I think it should be more than that, but whatever. According to reports, starting in the fourth quarter of this year, even remote workers will have to schlep onto the gray floor and don the orange apron for 4 days a year. See, I think it should be like once a month or something like that, and they should have to work different jobs. We need to stay connected to the core of our business so we can truly understand the challenges and opportunities our store associates face every day, Chief Executive Officer Ted Decker said in a memo introducing the program obtained by Bloomberg. Ted, I hope that includes you too. The policy, which is an expansion of a previously established practices of having corporate employees spend time in stores, is meant to create a more cohesive business culture, according to Forbes. Home Depot raked in over $157 billion in annual revenue in 2023 and boasts over 450,000 employees. The big box retailer faced a small unionization effort in 2022. The company recently announced that it would no longer screen its employees for marijuana. That's random. Okay. All right. So, hey, potheads, welcome at Home Depot. Cool. Back in August, the place where doers get more done suggested Americans weren't doing all that much home improvement. Richard McPhail, Home Depot's chief financial officer, told CNBC at the time that consumers have adopted a deferral mindset since the middle of 2023, resulting in lower spending on home improvement projects. All right, so I guess they're kind of they're trying to figure out how they can make more money. The superstore warned that sales for 2024 may not make the same threshold of $150 billion that the company surpassed. They last 2 years. Well, I can say for a fact, the Florida stores are probably helping to keep Home Depot in business. Home Depot and Lowe's have been packed to the max the past month or so because of all of the storm damage we've had. So I can say not to be grim, but the natural disasters have had the indirect impact of increased activity at home improvement stores like Home Depot and Lowe's. We went to Lowe's last week to pick up some stuff, and it was like a madhouse. People were everywhere. I also think one reason for that is because there was like a widespread power outage, so maybe people are coming to Lowe's just to be in an air-conditioned building with electricity. But people like Home Depot they're going to be okay in my area, that's for sure, because people are going to be there constantly getting supplies, and the contractors are going to be there, all the time, just getting stuff for all of the work that's going to be done. Again, this is obviously an involuntary situation, so a lot of homeowners here are forced to make repairs because they got storm damage. My Home Depots are going to be fairly busy over the next year, at least a year. All right, so here's another article. So we'll check this out. So this is from MDM, and it's a report: Home Depot to have corporate staff work store shifts. A company memo says the policy will help corporate staff understand the challenges and opportunities. Okay, we read that from the other one. Okay. Do-it-yourself and contractor supplies retailer/distributor, the Home Depot, will reportedly require corporate employees to work a full day at one of its stores each quarter in a move intended to support and connect with its retail staff. That's according to a staff memo from CEO Ted Decker. Okay, they spelled his name differently. Maybe that was a typo. I'm guessing it was a typo on the other article. CEO Ted Decker obtained by Bloomberg. Let me look him up. Hold on a second. I want to see what this dude looks like. I have a picture in my head of what he looks like. Okay, yeah, it's Ted. All right, we'll look at his bio next. He looks like, and you know what? This dude actually looks like he could work at Home Depot. Okay. The media outlet said the memo details that the company intends to mandate employees work 8-hour retail shifts at one of its stores every 3 months. This policy applies to all corporate employees, including senior management and remote workers, who are expected to begin fulfilling a full on-site shift starting in the fourth quarter. All right, so here's the memo. We need to stay connected to the core of our business so we can truly understand the challenges and opportunities our store associates face every day. All right, Home Depot has a long tradition of having employees spend time in stores, and this program is just an extension of that, a company representative told Quartz in an emailed statement, adding, "It's critical that we all spend time in the aisles engaging directly with customers and understanding the unique opportunities and challenges that our frontline associates face every day. All employees," all right, yeah, they kind of repeated that, okay. Home Depot's recent decision follows its second quarter earnings report, which showed decreased consumer spending on home improvement this summer, leading the company to anticipate further sales declines in the months ahead. The company is likely to report its 3Q24 financials in mid-November. Home Depot said the initiative supports retail workers, but Bloomberg said it might also address concerns over alleged unfair labor practices and compensation. In October 2022, Home Depot Workers United filed a lawsuit claiming unlawful surveillance and worker interrogation in Philadelphia, PA. All right, okay, so this is a good question. What do you think? Is this a good move on Home Depot to connect its corporate staff with the day-to-day challenges and opportunity of its store staff? Or would this be seen as a nuisance for corporate staff by taking them away from their core duties 4 days of the year? Does your company do anything similar? We'd love to hear your thoughts. All right, so on the surface, I actually think this is a good idea, but I also see some potential problems. Okay, so here's the Home Depot CEO. Okay, so here is Ted Decker, and it is Decker with a K. All right, and I want to know, like, did he ever work in the store? Like, that's, I think, one good thing about companies where they promote from within. I think it's actually good if corporate leadership has spent time in the trenches. And I think that's actually a good thing. So it would be great to see more corporate executives who have kind of started from the bottom at the company and worked their way up, instead of just going from like C-suite job to C-suite job and being totally out of touch with reality. All right, so let's see Ted's background. Okay, so so the good thing is he's been with the company for 24 years as director of business evaluation. Okay, but yeah, before that it was just other corporate stuff. Okay. I don't know where he went to Carnegie Mellon University. And I think the headquarters are in Atlanta, I'm pretty sure. So he has a lot of experience. Okay, master's degree in business administration. Okay, so he's got an MBA. I will say this guy actually, like, he looks like he fits in at a Home Depot. Like, he looks like a Home Depot employee. So I think that's one plus for Ted, is that he actually does. I don't know. I want to know if he does, like, does he do DIY projects himself? Can he do some woodworking? I want to know. Does he do that kind of thing? I'm curious, but I mean, he definitely looks corporate, but I feel like he doesn't look too corporate, if you get my drift here. I don't know. What do you all think of Ted? What does everybody think of Ted? Let's check out some of the comments here. Okay, so Denise says, I think that is great. Yeah, I actually think it's overall good. I agree, because this will help in answering, like, where is, blank. Okay, so I think it's actually, the positive is obviously that with these executives being in the stores, working in the stores, they will be able to see how things actually operate instead of how maybe they think things operate, and then they end up not, so I do think that helps address the issues that a lot of corporations obviously have, where the executives just have no idea what the F is going on, and they make decisions based on that don't make any sense on a day-to-day level. But here's one thing that I do think might be an issue. I know a lot of us have probably seen that show Undercover Boss, where, the CEO pretends to be like a regular person and like gets to go undercover to see what people really think about, the management and the jobs and all of that stuff. I think if they're doing this, like, I think if the executives are doing this, like, say they were to do this with Joann's, a couple things. I think these people should actually have to work. Like, be trained at a job and do it and contribute. Not just sort of like the thing where you shadow a regular worker and just observe what they're doing. But I think they should actually have to. I think these people should actually have to learn how to do the jobs in the stores. Like, learn how to mix the paint, learn how to run the register, learn how to, drive a forklift, that kind of thing. Like, if we were to apply this to Joann's, I think these executives should have to learn, again, how to run the register, how to do inventory, how to unload trucks, how to cut fabric, how to, do the displays, the planograms, as I'm finding out from the Joann subreddit. And I also think, I don't think they should just be observing. They should actually have to bust their butt and can, like, pull their weight instead of, like, and I actually think they should be scheduled as an employee instead of, like, and it should be, like realistic scheduling. So they shouldn't be, like, the extra person. They should have to work at a Joann's with only 2 people, you know, in the entire store. They should have to close. And I think that would give them a better picture of how things really are. The morale at Joann seems pretty bad from what I can tell from the anonymous employees. So that's, I think if Joann's were to do something like that, which I actually think they should, because clearly their executives are, you know what I'm saying here. But they should actually have to deal with what a regular employee deals with, instead of just, like, showing up there to kind of, like kind of for a photo op. Like, they shouldn't just be there for the photo op and to, like, be seen there. They should have to actually be working in the same type of situation that their employees are working in. And I would have a lot of respect for these executives if they know how to do the jobs of store employees. You know, instead of just being like the clipboard manager, jump in, roll up your sleeves, and get to work. I actually think that would be good. And I think that would help with the employee morale if they felt like, and I think that's one of the big problems with Joann's, is that a lot of the employees feel like they're getting screwed over by the corporate executives, and 2, they feel like these people just have no clue about what's going on. So I do think for optics' sake and for employee morale, it would be good for these executives to really see what's going on in the stores, but not on a surface level. Really jump in and figure out what the day-to-day life is for the store employees, and not just on, like, a sugar-coated, you know, and it shouldn't be sugar-coated. It should be, they should have to work with a skeleton crew. Like, they should have to work with the skeleton crew so they can see, oh shit, it really sucks when there's only 2 employees in the whole store and one of them's closing, and then they got to worry about, like, security and all this other stuff. And I think that would be good for them to see what it's actually like, because a lot of these people seem run ragged. They don't even have enough time to unpack inventory. So I think those executives should have to experience the consequences of some of their decisions. So they can see, hey, scheduling 2 people per store, you know, maybe not a great idea. Maybe we should use less of the money on influencer, you know, content, and more money on labor hours per store. And actually get to the root of some of these problems, because from what I'm hearing from you and from a lot of the customers is that a lot of the problems with Joann's is with the stores themselves. It's not lack of marketing. It's not because of the ads. It's just because of the store experience or the online ordering experience. And I also think the executives should have to work in a warehouse. They should have to fulfill online orders and actually see the logistics of, you know, the e-commerce side as well. So I think that would be good. I do think that would be good. So I saw those articles about Home Depot, and I was like, yeah, I definitely think Joann's should consider something like that, for real. All right, the CEO of where I used to worked his way up through the store, but who is going to discipline the guy whose name is literally on the building? And that's another issue that I would be concerned about is, I know I would feel this way, and I have in certain situations. I think the employees would be kind of afraid to be 100% honest with corporate executives that were in the store. Especially depending on the environment they're in, I can see them not really wanting to be like 100% honest if they thought it might have negative ramifications or blowback on them in any way. So I can see that being a problem. That's why I think anonymous surveys are good for companies. Like if they really are completely anonymous and you can be 100% honest, people will. But I can see a lot of the employees actually being afraid to really voice an opinion with one of the executives for fear of negative impacts on them. So I can see that being a problem too. All right, Ted is smart because he is showing up as a regular worker with the HD apron and looks like one of them. He really, he looks like a guy that could, if I saw him at a Home Depot store, I would never think he was the CEO. I feel like he's got a good image for Home Depot because he doesn't look too, he looks pretty out, normal, so I think that's good for him. All right, Joann says, when I was working as a department director, I had to learn every job in my department and be able to do them. That's what I think should be happening. I think if every company did this, I think they would all be much better. Because I think one of the problems is that you have a manager or management that has no clue what the little people do. The people who work under them, they have no clue what the job duties are. They don't know how to do them. And I have a lot more respect for people in management that actually can do this type of thing. All right. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about. I had an opportunity to speak to the region management as an outside contractor. The employees were too afraid to speak up. Yeah, that's what I think would be an issue, is that a lot of the employees would not want to speak honestly because they would feel kind of backed into a corner or something, and they would just be too afraid. So I can see that being a problem. All right. At least McDonald's management does work their way up the chain. And I really appreciate companies that do that. You should have to work in the stores, at least as a manager or something. And I do have a lot of respect for companies that promote from within, and not just hire executives, who've only been whose only experience is being overly educated and then just working in corporate headquarters. All right. I went to Joann's on Thursday after I got off work, and one of the employees had just clocked out and was leaving. And not even 2 minutes later, that same employee mentioned that she was clocking back in so another employee could take her lunch break. Oh my God. Yeah. And I've had this issue. I used to work in TV news, and one of the biggest issues, and I think a lot of industries, is these businesses are not staffed properly. So all of the employees are always overworked, and not even to a reasonable degree, because these people can't even make a schedule or have adequate staffing, and that's a problem. Okay, you are in Texas. Yeah, I can see that. That's pretty much, and that's the sad thing. It's pretty much everywhere. Yeah, this is exactly it. Whenever there was a corporate visit, we were told not to be negative. And because I bet you, and even with this Home Depot thing, I bet the general manager or the main manager at the store doesn't want to look bad. I can see them telling the employees, hey, don't say anything negative. Well, Ted Decker is here. I can see that happening. I can see that happening with any company where they're trying to do that sort of thing. And then at that point, I wonder, how helpful is it if the employees can't be honest and the employees have to pretend everything's better than it is? Is that helpful? And that is the big question mark and potential downside to doing that type of undercover boss thing. I think if somebody really wants it to work, it should actually be undercover boss, and nobody should know that that's the executive. That actually would be ideal. Or maybe they send in some moles, some people, they could send in some people to work at the stores, but not tell them that they're a corporate mole, so that they can see the problems. That would be kind of interesting. I don't know. What do y'all think? All right, we're gonna stop the other poll and we'll do a new poll. All right, so the results of the last one are 88% of you would not go to a Joann Fabrics and Costume for a $5 discount. All right, we're gonna do a new poll. All right, should Joann executives be required to work in the retail stores? All right, yes or no, guys? Yes or no? Let's start the poll now. All right, sorry, I had to cough real quick. All right, so far, all right, yeah. Now as you can, and I'll keep this poll up until the end of the show. All right, so far it is 75. Okay, all right, it's changing fast. So far it's about 83% yes, 17% no. Should executives be required to work in the retail stores? Like overall, I think it's a good idea. I'm just wondering if the execution of it might, there's some problems with that as well, with the employees not being comfortable to speak freely. And also I can see it more being like a photo op for the management, and they're not actually learning or contributing anything meaningful. I can see that being a potential problem as well, Yeah, exactly. This is what people are afraid of. A lot of people don't have the guts to say what they really think because of stuff like this. I heard of a district manager that shared his opinions with the CEO was laid off within a week. And I'll say this from my personal experience. Whenever I've tried to give some pretty brutal feedback to the companies I've worked with, they didn't really it was not taken well, and I do feel like I was penalized for speaking up about anything or complaining. Even if it was a very legitimate complaint that was a big problem, I definitely felt like rocking the boat. Alright, in my opinion, I felt like rocking the boat in corporate America hurt my career. If you say anything negative or you point out a problem, they typically just want people who won't raise a fuss, won't rock the boat, people who kind of just keep their heads down and whatever. They don't really like people who shake things up or want to change anything or try to point out major issues. So I can definitely see why it's becoming a running joke in the store. And that's how it typically goes. You're penalized if you don't go with the flow. And that's just my experience with working in corporate media. So just being honest here, All right, let's take a look at the poll here. All right, so far still 83% yes, 17% no. Okay, we're going to keep the voting open if you'd like to vote in this poll. I mean, in theory, I like the idea of the executives working in the store. I'm just not sure how practical it is and how helpful it would be if you're not getting honest feedback, and the executives are not really there. If the executives don't have a legitimate hardcore experience of what it's like to work there, it might be kind of useless. So I don't know. I think it could go either way, but I like the concept of it. I'm just not really sure, how that would work. So what does everybody think? Should the executives have to work in the stores? Or do you think it would be kind of a bust? Let me know. I'm just curious. Yeah, exactly. That's true. Your idea of an undercover boss would be the way to go. It would have to be somebody where nobody knew it was somebody from corporate. They would just send in a new hire or something, and the new hire could be the corporate's, I'm not saying spy, but the corporate, kind of like secret shoppers, how companies will hire people to do, buy something from a business or go to a restaurant to report on the customer service from an honest place. They would have to do something like that to have it really be meaningful. But yeah, if they did they should do it. They should do undercover boss where nobody knows it's nobody. And even with undercover boss, there were cameras there, but the people with the business, the employees were told it was something, they were told it was a different kind of show, somebody trying to get their life back on track, and they weren't told that it was somebody from the corporate office. I wonder if anyone from Joann's corporate office sees your channel. I feel like they have. I do. I definitely feel, and I know the brother people have watched the main Sawyer Report channel because they've thrown me some shade a few times. So I know some of the companies in the sewing niche definitely have seen some of the videos, because I've gotten, you know, I'm guessing somebody from Joann's has probably seen some of I don't think they like this channel, you know, but I'm guessing they've probably come across some of the content here or on the main channel. Yeah, I'm gonna guess they have. I would guess they have. I don't know. It's been a crazy week, guys. All right. Oh, there was something else I'm not sure if I can find a page for this. All right, so this is a bit of a this is kind of a last minute addition to the show, but I do want to make you aware of this if you are an Etsy seller and or you use Pirate Ship, which is a shipping service. I actually use Pirate Ship, so I was affected by this. You know, I'm affected by this currently, but this is definitely kind of a heads up if you use Pirate Ship. So basically, Pirate Ship is a shipping service. There's a bunch of these. There's like, you can also use Etsy labels if you sell on Etsy. And there's a bunch of, there's like ShipStation, there's like stamps.com, there's a bunch of these. And it gives people who do a lot of shipping, it gives you like commercial rates. The thing I like about Pirate Ship is that it's free, so I don't have to pay anything. I still get commercial rates. Anyone can sign up for an account, and you can also pay with a credit card. And up until now, it was able to integrate with Etsy. So Pirate Ship could import all of your Etsy orders, and it really made it very easy. So it imported all the data. You could purchase the shipping label, and then it would actually, like once you bought the label, it sent the tracking number straight to your Etsy order. So it was like very easy. But apparently Etsy is taking away Pirate Ship's ability to integrate with Etsy. So that kind of sucks. Really sucks, actually. And I think it's because Etsy wants to cut out, I get the sense that Etsy wants to cut out Pirate Ship because it has partnerships with two other competitors to Pirate Ship. So let's check this article from ecommercebytes.com. Etsy reportedly ignores Pirate Ship as it restricts shipping services, which is pretty much what's happening right now. A shipping service popular with Etsy sellers called Pirate Ship was blindsided when its customers received a notice on Wednesday that Etsy was partnering with two US-based shipping services, Shippo and ShipStation. Sellers were unclear how their use of Pirate Ship would be impacted, and as it turns out, Pirate Ship is uncertain as well. Etsy's notice to sellers last week stated in part, for sellers shipping from the U.S. as of October 21st, 2024, Shippo and ShipStation are the only third-party shipping apps which, when integrated into your Etsy account, will automatically import and export all shipping-related data between your shop and the shipping partner. All right. However, Etsy added, if you're a U.S. seller and you've integrated a third-party shipping service other than Shippo or ShipStation before October 21st, 2024, these services will continue to function as usual with shipping data being automatically imported and exported. To be clear, sellers can continue to print shipping labels on Pirate Ship, and if their Pirate Ship integration with Etsy breaks, sellers can manually input information to print the shipping label on Pirate Ship and update the status on Etsy, as sellers pointed out in the comment section of Wednesday's Auction Bytes blog post. The seller who forwarded Pirate Ship's email to e-commerce Bytes on Saturday said that as an Etsy seller, They were infuriated by the decision and said it looks to me like it's just another money grab for them, adding who will be next, eBay, anything to make it difficult for sellers. Interestingly, online... Oh, wait. Okay, yeah. Interestingly, online marketplace Bonanza just announced it would stop charging sellers a $2 fee that it instituted a year ago. Okay. As part of an initiative to get sellers to print shipping labels directly on its platform. Pirate Ship sent a notice to sellers on Saturday telling sellers it was as surprised as they were at the decision, and it said Etsy has not responded to any of its outreach. Welcome to the club, Pirate Ship. It recommended sellers integrate any of their Etsy shops prior to Monday if needed, and included a link in its email, which follows below. Yep. Yeah, I got this email, and I was like, oh man, are you serious? Subject, Etsy will stop allowing new Pirate Ship connections on Monday. Well, here's my thing. Occasionally, you have to, you have to kind of, like, it'll kick you out, so you end up having to, like, reconnect your account. I'm wondering if you're still going to be able to do that, or if you will no longer have access. But that definitely kind of sucks, for sure. So I'm not super happy about this, but I don't think Etsy wants sellers to have a free option for shipping. Just my, 2 cents, because the other options, they're paid, and I'm sure Etsy's probably has some sort of deal with them. So that kind of stinks. Okay. All right, so it says, ahoy, we've always prided ourselves on making shipping as simple as possible for small businesses, especially when it comes to integrating with platforms like Etsy. Thousands of shippers demand on Pirate Ship's integration with Etsy to ship their orders every day. Unfortunately, Etsy just surprised us with an unexpected change that will limit this functionality. Beginning Monday, October 21st, 2024, Etsy has said they will remove ability for shipping software like Pirate Ship to access your orders' shipping addresses, submit tracking numbers on your behalf, or mark items as shipped automatically. Etsy says that any connections that were made before Monday will continue to function as usual. But since existing connections sometimes require reauthorization, it's unclear if you will be able to continue importing orders from Etsy in the future. If your Etsy integration needs to be reconnected, or if you want to connect any other Etsy shops to Pirate Ships, we recommend doing that now. This change came without any notice to Pirate Ship, and we're just as surprised and frustrated as you probably are. We know how important efficiency is for running your business and realize how much manual work Etsy's decision may create for you. Please know that we're actively attempting to contact Etsy to understand why they did this and try to restore the effortless service you deserve, but unfortunately Etsy has not responded to any of our outreach. Oh boy. Yeah, not a good look for Etsy. I feel like this makes them look greedy, and yeah. In the meantime, if you find you're unable to import orders through our Etsy integration, there is a workaround. It's easy to copy paste addresses into Pirate Ship, as explained in this article. You'll need to copy the tracking number and paste it back into Etsy to mark your order shipped. Our crew is here for you if you need any help. Just reply to this email or chat with us on Pirate Ship. Thank you for sticking with us as we navigate these stormy seas. We're always here for you, matey. The small business lovers at Pirate Ship. Well, this sucks. You'll still be able to use Pirate Ship, but you're gonna Etsy removing Pirate Ship's access to integrate your account means that you're gonna have a few extra steps whenever you're doing it. So it's not gonna be as easy as it currently is. All right, Denise says, did Etsy do it as some sort of personal info protection? I don't think so, Denise. My theory is that they don't want, so Etsy wants the sellers to use Etsy labels or one of those other third-party shipping platforms, Shippo or ShipStation. To me, this looks like they just want to kick Pirate Ship out of the game because they're not getting any monetary benefit from Pirate Ship, so they don't want Pirate Ship users to be able to integrate their Etsy shops. That's the impression I'm getting, and that's why I want to call this out publicly, because Etsy, I think this stinks. I really think this is going to, like, your sellers, a lot of them we're already kind of frustrated with a lot of the stuff, and this is just not cool. We're already paying 6.5% plus, like, plus, like, you know, payment processing fees, all this other stuff, plus 20 cents per listing. You should let us use the third-party shipping platform that we want. And Pirate Ship is very popular with people. And people like it because it's free and it's easy to use. So I think this is not a good move for Etsy. And I'm actually going to be I'm totally going to be clipping this out for a standalone video on this channel because, yeah, I don't like this. If I lose the integration with my Etsy shop, I still can use Pirate Ship, but they're basically creating more work for the sellers who want to use Pirate Ship and refuse to do the Etsy labels or those other platforms, Shippo or ShipStation. My guess is that they have some sort of a business deal with those other platforms. Like, I'm sure they're paying Etsy in some ways. So to me, this does look kind of like a money grab and trying to basically cut out Pirate Ship as competition. So that's what I think. But I don't like this. Etsy, this sucks. Just going to go out and say it. I really don't like this. And I think you should allow Pirate Ship to integrate Etsy shops because a lot of people who sell on Etsy, like myself, use and love Pirate Ship. I've had no issues with it. It's a good, and it's free. You don't want people to have the free option. So thanks a lot, Etsy. All right. Yes, I'm totally going to clip that for a standalone video for sure. All right, Jenny. Okay, so you're referring to Joann's watching the channel. They should use your channel as a learning platform. Hey, we gave them some ideas, didn't we? For like some events, some of the stuff they could do, send in some undercover boss people. We have given them some ideas, and I think I definitely think there's some takeaways for them. All right, we got Viki in the house. Hello. Okay, I don't know what that is, but hello, Viki. I've never seen that emoji before. Interesting, but yeah. All right, let's take a look at the polls. So far, should Joann executives be required to work in the retail stores? Based on 21 votes, 86% of you say yes and 14% say no. All right, we're going to keep the poll going for a bit longer. Oh, it's a hi emoji. Okay. Hello. Okay. Yeah, it kind of looked like somebody was lifting their hand up. I wasn't sure. Man, the emoji shows up like as a turquoise person. It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. And we got Lola in the house. Welcome, Lola. Okay, lots of emojis. All right, I like it. I'm liking it. All right, that's cool. Yes, emojis in the chat. Leave some emojis. I'm down with that. Also, if anyone's here and you're here from the main channel and you have any sort of question or comment about other stuff, you're welcome to ask. This is your chance to ask if you'd like. So let me know. I'd be happy to answer questions or whatever you want to do. Yeah, just let me know. Just let me know. Man, I gotta get back into my sewing mojo this week. I think I gotta try to do that. I can't believe it. I've owned the Ditto pattern projector for about a year, and I still haven't opened it yet, which is kind of dumb. And I just have so much stuff I have to do. I was trying to do some cleaning this week after the hurricane, and I have a bunch of fabric bolts that I need to cut. So there's a lot of stuff. All right. Oh, thank you, Viki. This is good information. Well, I'm glad you think so. All right, Lola says, hi, I've been here listening while I'm editing photos. I used to work for Michaels in 2017. So I agree that Joann's needs to have higher ups work in the store. Yeah, I think that would be good. But yeah, I think it would be best if they don't, whoever gets sent to the stores, everybody thinks it's just a regular employee. That way everyone acts like they normally would. And they wouldn't be putting on an act for when corporate comes. It would kind of be more like a more real, legit experience. And they might actually get some better. I think they would get better intel that way, if people don't know that it's really them. That's what I would do. If I owned, Joann's, that's totally what I would do. Go undercover. Okay, just say that the Ditto was the only thing damaged in the hurricane, and sadly, I know. So I don't know why I haven't opened it yet. Like, I really don't have a reason. Except I think what it is that the box is so ginormous. I feel like it's going to be a pain in the ass. Like, so that's kind of what... The box is, like, huge. And it's super heavy. And that seems to be, like, a mental block for me that I don't want to deal with, like, such a bulky item. And, like... And the other thing is that because of, like, how I have to set it would require, like, showing a lot more of the this room than I normally would. And I would have to, like, clean everything up a little bit more. So I think that's what's stopping me. I don't know. Also, by the way, this microphone, I switched out microphones last week. So I think this microphone, which by the way is now on sale for like $20. So if y'all want this microphone, it's now like $20 on Amazon. It's by Movo, M-O-V-O, not sponsored. So I discovered this when I was like listening on my headphones. The audio sounded really garbled, but I realized I did some tests with it. The microphone itself is fine. Something just happened to like the playback. So like the speaker on it or whatever it is, something's wrong with it. So when you listen to, like if you're listening on the headphones, everything sounds super garbled and like garbage. But the actual audio that the microphone itself is fine, or whatever you're listening to is fine. It just, I'm like, is it the microphone? Is it the playback? And it was definitely just like, so I don't know if we had a couple power surges during the hurricane. And I think something like happened to the microphone. Like, but just like the speaker, like whatever the speaker part is for like the audio out. Something happened to that. But other than that, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's just crazy. I think it is PTSD from the sketch. It might be. It might be. The sketch is right here. It's covered in a trash bag because I was protecting it from the hurricane. I was protecting it from the hurricane and it's still here. All right. Yes, thank you, Lola. What was it like? Did you enjoy working at Michael's? I've been in the Michael's subreddit and those people seem fairly fed up as well. So I wasn't sure how things were going over at Michael's. But that store, they seem to be going through their own problems too. Sorry, my hair is it's a little crazy today. I don't know. It's a little crazy. All right, and I haven't even... So yeah, if you sell on Etsy and you use pirate ship, it looks like you might have problems integrating in the future your shop with pirate ship. Yeah, I am totally going to clip that for a video so people know because I really hate that. I don't know. It just seems like another thing that Etsy is doing to make life harder for sellers. And I think that kind of sucks. Okay. All right. No, I worked there for 3 years and the pay was terrible. Oh boy. I'm also from Florida, so the clients were not the nicest. Sometimes Florida people can be kind of difficult. Certain types of folks. I can definitely see that. I can definitely see that. Yeah, I can definitely see that. All right, guys. I haven't had a lot of time in the past week to like watch much. I'm like still on the same show that I was like 3 weeks ago. All right, so all right, guys, we are going to do KDRAMA Corner only because I'm still watching the same damn show. I think I'm on like episode... What episode am I on? I'm on episode... Oh, I'm not logged in. Okay. I think I'm on episode like 13 or 14. I need to finish this up like fairly soon. But so far, I am really enjoying this show. It's a Korean drama. I'm really big into them if you're new here. And I've been watching this one on a platform called Viki.com. There's some free shows, but you really have to pay for the pass because the ads are so incredibly obnoxious. You're going to lose your mind if you try to watch the shows with ads. So I've been watching this show called My Sweet Mobster. It has an absolutely ridiculous premise, but it kind of works. It's about this woman who is a children's, basically she's like a children's YouTuber. She makes content for kids. She doesn't have kids, which is a little interesting. And her love interest is a guy who used to be in the Korean mob. So he was like sort of an organized crime. Then he left behind the street life, and then he became the CEO of he started a meat processing company called the Thirsty Deer. And the show is fun so far. So it's definitely pretty bizarre. I like the cast. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to end. And I haven't read any spoilers. But, you know, I gotta see this one. I'm definitely going to see this one through to the end. I hope the ending does not disappoint me. That would really be a bummer, because I think the show so far is really good. It has a 9.5 viewer rating out of 56,000 ratings. And so far, I would give it like a 9. I don't know if I would give it a 9.5. But I would definitely give this show a solid 9 so far. So if you are looking for a K-drama to watch, this one I think is really cool. Also, if you ever want any K-drama recommendations, I'm pretty hardcore about it. And I can recommend K-dramas on Netflix or Amazon Prime. There's also some on Hulu and Disney Plus. But if you don't, like, Viki's pretty hardcore because it's only Asian programming. But if you are looking for some recommendations that are available on the more mainstream services here in the United States, I've got plenty of recommendations as well for anyone that is trying to, like, maybe get your feet wet with the K-dramas. They're fun. These are really seriously fun shows. So that is, yeah, I'm a fan. I am a fan. So that's what I'm still I know it's like week 6 and I'm still watching this show. I gotta move on to some other stuff, so I hope to finish this. I hope to finish this one pretty soon. All right. Celia, hi Jen. Our roof is patched and hopefully dried in. All right, next come the ceiling. All right, that's good to know. Okay, inside a 10 by 9 foot piece. Hey, that's awesome. I'm glad things are starting to come together a little bit more. How are you doing? Are you doing okay? Like, we were so lucky. We did not really get a lot of damage, and I did not realize. I was telling y'all last week, we're like one of the only people in the entire region that didn't lose power for a week. Like, I even, we had somebody come out to look at our air conditioning unit this week, and he was without power for, like, let's see, he was without power for, like, probably at least a week. Yeah, like, let's see, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So that guy was without power for 8 days, and he had just gotten the power back that morning. So I'm so sorry to hear that, but I hope everything is, you know, hopefully things will get fixed soon. I know that can be kind of a frustrating process. In fact, my husband, you know, I know a few people that did lose their homes. My husband has been going over to help somebody that lost their home in Hurricane Helene, and then they got more damage with Milton. So, I mean, I don't know. I hope hurricane season is, like, I know we've got some time left, but I hope it's kind of over for the year, because that would be great. Oh, I'm sorry. I have PTSD. I can only imagine you do. I can't stand the sound of high winds now and hate storms. I'm so sorry. I hope you're okay. You will get through this. You will get through this. And I will be, you are in my thoughts, and I hope everything is okay. But yeah, like, and I don't think people, because again, our area has not gotten we've had some media attention. A lot of it's been on North Carolina, and also like areas where Helene hit harder. But a lot of homes on the west coast of Florida were destroyed, even with Helene, which didn't even make landfall. But a lot of homes were just they were destroyed from all the storm surge. And then Milton really didn't help. A lot of people got roof damage. Those vinyl fences did not stand a chance. Power lines were down everywhere. I think what a lot of people were unprepared for was the power outage. People just really didn't understand that power was going to be out that long. And unfortunately, it seems like a lot of folks just were not very prepared for that at all. And then there was a gas shortage, so there was a lot of things sort of like all percolating together that made for like kind of a bad situation. So things are pretty dicey here for several days. Things are starting to kind of get back, get back into like, I wouldn't say normal life, but things are starting to, calm down a bit here. But it's been really rough for a lot of people that live here. Plus, everyone here is going to have to brace themselves for our next homeowners insurance renewal, because it's gonna be brutal for everyone who lives in this area. I'll just say that. I will just say that. All right, guys, last call for any comments or questions here on Sewing Report Live. I'm going to sign off pretty soon. I got to get something to eat pretty soon. Get some food. Okay. Oh, here we go. Here's a question. Are there a lot of transplants on the West? Tons. I'm one. My husband's one. My mom. There are tons. I've lived here my whole life, and it's a given that you will lose power. The big 3 ones we had in the last 10 years, I lost power for 2 weeks. And unfortunately, I saw a lot of, like, the local Facebook groups were unreal. Like, people were just very unprepared for this. And it really seemed like after, like, 2 days without power, they just didn't know it was like the world ended. And it got kind of real. Yeah. What are you sewing for the holidays? I would probably sew some like little projects. If you have any suggestions, if you guys have any suggestions for things you would like to see me sew on the main Sewing Report channel, let me know. Like projects you're interested in doing or things you want to know about. So I gotta figure that. But I'm kind of itching to make some stuff. So we'll see. All right, I've seen a lot of news reports, YouTube videos, and comments and YouTube chats that have had a much different experience than you. Yeah, we were super lucky that we did not, we did not have like real damage to the house, and we did not lose power. But yeah, a lot of people did, but I explained this last week. About a month ago, we lost power for about 6 hours during the day. It was while people were at work. I think some equipment was damaged nearby. So my neighborhood, we're kind of a smaller neighborhood. We lost power for probably from like maybe 9 a.m. to like 3 p.m., something like that. And they must have fixed whatever it was. Maybe they fixed a transformer. I don't know. But I think it was because of that situation a few weeks ago that helped us out during Hurricane Milton, because we lost power 3 times on the night of the hurricane, but the power kept coming back on and then it just stayed on. So we lost power for about an hour. But I think the reason why we didn't lose power for a very long time was because the electric company had just been to our neighborhood and fixed some things. So I think that's why it didn't, we were so lucky. But my husband and I were prepared to lose power for at least a week. And we have a chest freezer, so we were prepared. And the really scary thing is that a lot of people were not prepared at all. And we're like, we're in a very vulnerable and desperate position because they had done like no preparations. Like these people didn't have generators, they didn't have extra gas. I showed you guys some of my emergency supplies, and a lot of people apparently like didn't do that. So I was like, oh my gosh. So it kind of showed you a glimpse into what things would really be like if, things hit the fan, and it wasn't very pretty. So that was not very comforting at all, to realize that things are going to get dicey in like 2 to 3 days. So that was like really, kind of eye-opening, because I was like, what's going on here? What's going on? So that was pretty strange. I'm not gonna lie. It was a little weird, for sure. It was a little weird. All right, guys. Oh, and one last. All right, one last shout out also to the Sewing Report Etsy shop, the sponsor of tonight's live stream as usual. Supporting the shop helps the main Sewing Report channel and Sewing Report Live operate. And I thank everyone who's placed orders. You can get fabric and sewing supplies here, and the URL is sewingreport.etsy.com, and I'll put it up on the screen. I got lots of stuff, and you can get 10% off and free shipping on orders of $60 or more. Let me get this up on the screen here. Up on the screen. Lots of stuff. Yeah, last Monday was a holiday, so I think I ended up shipping some stuff out on Tuesday. So lots of stuff. I do need to replace, I know I'm kind of low on some of the items, so I'm going to need to place a new inventory order soon to kind of get, because I'm running low on some items. I still have a lot of stuff. The Seriflex thread, which is pretty popular, it's like stretchy thread, or it's like elastic thread, and that is, I'm out of a few colors, so I got to get some more stuff. We've got marking pens, fabric bundles, fabric by the yard in several different substrates now. We've got sewing labels, sew tights, scissors, pins, lots of different stuff. So check out the shop at sewingreport.etsy.com. All right, let's look at some comments here. Yeah, Lola, this is the best thing people who are new here should do is have supplies in their home 3 months in advance. That's a really good thought because, yeah, at the beginning of our hurricane season is like the end of, I think it starts like the end of June or like beginning of July. Get a plan together, get some emergency food. You should, non-perishable emergency food. Have plenty of water, gas, generator. Make sure your generator is working. Also, you need some I think you need to put like some stabilizer stuff in the gasoline because it will, go bad. Have some fresh gas. Also, we have a grill, have a bunch of propane tanks for the grill, so at least you can grill food if the power goes out. Have solar, there's a bunch of solar powered stuff. Also, I'm thinking about getting one of those Starlink, I think maybe getting a Starlink wouldn't be a bad idea in case the power gets knocked out, no internet, no cell service, at least you still have a way to communicate. So that actually might not be a bad idea for communities and that sort of thing. So yeah, I don't know. Okay, yes, the stretchy thread that's been a really popular item too. Really popular item. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off for the evening and get some dinner, but I hope everyone has a great week ahead. Check out some of the old videos on the main Sewing Report channel. And, yeah, let me know. You leave a comment if you're watching this on the replay. I appreciate everyone who watches. Yes, batteries, books, lots of stuff. Good advice, Lola. Yeah, and I've lived here for long enough to have some emergency stuff. So, yeah. Appreciate everyone watching. We'll see you back here, same time, same place, 6 p.m. Eastern time on every Sunday. We talk about the latest in the sewing and craft world. Are we going to jam out, put the music back on here? All right, guys, and I will see you again next week. All right, everybody, have a good one.